if the agency meant to fight corruption was secretly part of it? What if investigations were not about justice, but who gets rich and who gets destroyed? In Malaysia, one institution has the power to arrest you, freeze your money, and end your career overnight. And tonight, that institution itself stands accused. This is the story of power, fear, and money inside Malaysia's Anti-Corruption Commission. Malaysia is a vibrant country, a global trading hub, a rising financial center in Southeast Asia. But behind the skyscrapers and success stories, Malaysia has another reputation: corruption. At the center of this fight is the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, better known as MACC. MACC is not just another law enforcement body. It doesn't need police approval. It doesn't answer to Parliament. Its chief is appointed by the Prime Minister. In theory, MACC exists to protect Malaysia. In reality, critics say, it may have become one of the most feared tools in Malaysian politics and business. The world first looked closely at MACC during the 1MDB scandal. Billions of dollars vanished from a government investment fund. Luxury yachts, Hollywood movies, private jets, and shockingly, over $680 million ended up in the personal bank account of then Prime Minister Najib Razak. MACC launched an investigation. Then suddenly, the case was closed. Officials claimed the money was a donation. For many Malaysians, that was the moment trust collapsed. If MACC could not act against the most powerful man in the country, who was it really serving? Years later, change seemed possible. In 2022, Anwar Ibrahim won the election on an anti-corruption platform. He promised reform, independence for MACC, accountability. People believed him. For the first time in years, there was hope that MACC could be fixed. But what happened next only deepened the controversy. Former detainees describe a pattern. Long interrogations, no lawyers, no clear charges. Some say officers screamed, banged tables, threatened arrest. Business executives told similar stories. They were summoned for questioning, then pressured to sell their company shares. The message was always the same: cooperate or your life becomes hell. People were too scared to speak publicly, because when MACC knocks on your door, there is nowhere to hide. Investigations uncovered a disturbing claim. A network of powerful businessmen, nicknamed the Corporate Mafia, were allegedly using MACC to remove company founders and take control of public-listed firms. The alleged playbook: MACC launches an investigation. The founder is detained and pressured. A friendly buyer appears. Shares are sold at a discount. The investigation disappears. One name repeatedly surfaced in lawsuits and testimonies: Victor Chin. Despite multiple investigations, he has never been charged. Another name appeared even more frequently: Andy Lim. Sources claimed Andy Lim had close personal ties to MACC's top leadership. And that's where the story turns explosive. The man at the center of it all, MACC Chief Commissioner Azam Baki, a career MACC officer, decades inside the system. He was accused of secretly owning millions of shares, far beyond what public officials are allowed to hold. Public outrage followed. Street protests, media investigations, parliamentary questions, but no charges were filed. Even more shocking, records showed overlapping investments between Azam Baki and Andy Lim. And in one alleged incident, police sources claimed Azam Baki intervened to help Andy Lim recover a seized firearm. Despite all this, his contract was renewed, not once, but repeatedly. Why would an anti-corruption government protect a controversial anti-corruption chief? Critics argue the answer is simple: power. MACC has been used to investigate political rivals, critics, and former allies. As long as the agency remains loyal, its leadership remains untouchable. And when anti-corruption becomes selective, it stops being justice. It becomes a weapon. If the agency meant to stop corruption is itself corrupted, then who watches the watchdog? Malaysia's future depends on one thing: political will. Because without accountability at the top, no reform speech matters, and no amount of power can hide the truth forever.